It was very tough that day at Eden Gardens. Australia got about 400 in the first innings, and we were 190 all out in the first innings. So they had an opportunity to make us follow on, which they did. You know, we had no discussions in the dressing room. Sometimes when things don't go your way, I've realized over a period of 20 years now is that you just let it be and you just work. So I remember coming back after that morning session. We got all out on the third day in the first hour. In the first hour on the third day, VVS Lakshman had got 60 and we were all out for 190. And as the batting unit entered into the dressing room, Steve Waugh asked us to follow on. And I remember sitting with John and Sachin and Rahul and did not discuss anything. All what we did was that we got into a huddle and said to everyone, just go and play. Go and look at your individual performances and go and do the best you can. The only change we made was because Lakshman was batting, had got a 70 odd in the first innings, and because he was in form, we told him to bat at number 3. And then things happened. Many people have asked me that what did you do to get 600 in the second innings? I said nothing. You know, I said, if you expect the Indian team to recapture or recapitulate the same in another test match, I don't think it will happen. What happened that day at Eden, from the morning of the third day till the morning of the 5th day, was an absolute freak. And sometimes, you know, Almighty reserves the best for you. When you work hard, when you're honest, you get the best in life. And it's happened to Chandrasekhar Babu as well. You know, as he said, he found hard to get the licenses. People were saying he did not have the requirements to get into a bank, but he persisted, he believed himself. He had worked over a period of 14 years before that and said that I'm going to do this. And I think it was the same that afternoon at Eden Gardens. We went into the 4th day without losing a wicket. The entire 4th day, I remember getting out on the evening of third day. I got 50 odd in the second innings, and we were 220 for 4 when I got out. I was batting at 5 and Rahul was batting at 6. We had just gone past the Australian score, and Rahul walked in. Lakshman was batting on the other end, about 80 or 90. And then what happened afterwards was history. The entire 4th day, India did not lose a wicket, and we finished at 600. I remember that evening after the 4th day finished, both Rahul Dravid and VVS Lakshman were in the dressing room on drips. It was a hot day in Calcutta, and they batted and they got dehydrated. And they went on to drips after the day's play. And I still remember we came on to the 5th day, and me and John, Australia was a great side, probably the best side of that generation, and I think the best side I've seen in the last 30-40 years, the Steve Waugh-led side. On the 5th day morning, as we kept on batting, and I kept on walking up to John and saying, when do we declare? When do we declare? So every time I would go to him, he would say, hold on, let's get a big lead, let's get a 400 lead, because this Australian team is so good, they're capable of getting 350 in a day. So his mind was, you know, the next test is in Chepauk in Madras, where India doesn't lose. So let's save this test match and go in with an opportunity to level the series in Madras. You know, in the first hour, Eden Gardens was packed. There was 125,000 people, because in those days, they used to have those cement seating areas, not the bucket seats now. So it was a packed stadium, and you know, I got a small message from my father who was watching the game from upstairs, and it was an hour after the start of the play on 5th morning. So he you know, I played in Calcutta, born in Calcutta. So he sent a message through one of the staff in the dressing room, telling me, how long are you going to bat? When are you going to declare? The entire stadium is asking that question, and you're sitting in the ground as captain and not taking a decision. So I still remember vividly, I went on to John and said, John, we must declare. John said, no, another 30 runs. I said, no, let's put this at this 360, we are ahead. Whatever happens will happen. If Australia are good enough to get 360 in 5 hours, let them get it. So we declared about half an hour before lunch Australia went in at lunch, no loss, 30 odd, and then things started changing after lunch. We got 3 wickets during that session from lunch till tea. I dropped Steve Waugh at backward short leg just before tea, and I still remember that look he gave me as he walked back into the tea time, saying, and I could see it on his face that probably we have managed to save this test. He came back after tea. First ball he got out, flicking and caught at backward short leg. And then we got 7 wickets after tea. So for me, that game was a freak. And since then, from 2000, now it's 2022, I don't think any team has had the courage to follow on oppositions. Because every time they would do it, the captain would think about that game key, hope this team does not come and do it. So for me, I don't think it will be possible to repeat that test match. But what the test match and the test series, we went on to Chennai and win the series 2-1. So what that series did for us is completely transformed the team. Situations like this, moments like this transform individuals. And I think Indian cricket got transformed on that day, and the next 5 years, we just got better and better and better, whether it's in Australia, whether it's in Pakistan, whether it's in England, and we just kept winning and winning and becoming a better team.